Hey guys, this is a recording for all things testing, and I thought it would be an easy way to do it this way so that you could see the slides and go back and rewatch it when you want to. I'm also attaching all the documents that I'm going to be talking about to the email so that you will have a hard copy. All right, testing. This is what I know. All right, first of all, I attached the new staff use calendar to the email, and as you can see, they have broken it down into 4 weeks, like the end of the first 4 weeks, you can see says September 11th. So they've broken the school year down into 4-week periods for planning purposes. So that's attached if you have not seen that already. All right, here is the system-wide testing schedule. You can see that, I think you've seen it before, GKids, we're still waiting on a waiver on GKids to see if we are going to have to administer that, so that's on hold. Iowa and COGAT, you can see, is slated for February. That's probably on hold as well. Look down towards the bottom, the universal screeners, RI, MI, and the PI. We'll talk about those in a few seconds, but those are all 3 times a year, and they do have to be administered from home if we're not face-to-face. All right, the first thing I want to talk about is the SKI, the Student Knowledge Inventory, and this is a new diagnostic test that the county has come up with to assess student knowledge, and they've aligned it with the priority standards to identify any possible learning gaps, which will help you with planning at the beginning of the year. It's required within the first 3 weeks of school. It's grades 1 through 5, and grade 1 is teacher-paced. Grades 2 through 5, you can administer it during those asynchronous times. I would suggest maybe doing this assessment first, sometime during the first week, so that you can have a handle on what your kids know and where their gaps are. Additional testing, there will be no student growth measures this year. That means PE, art, music, target, and no student growth measures. I already talked about Iowa's. Touchstones are required. A change this year is that all the minis can be used as a formative after learning has occurred. If you use a full touchstone for a pre-test, you have to use it as the post-test. GKids, we're still waiting on the waiver, and I'll get with you next week if I need to train you, but we're hoping the waiver comes through. All right, RI, MI, FRA, and PI. I'm not sure if y'all know what the PI is. That's the phonics inventory. I'm not sure if that's new or not, but the FRA, you guys know about it. It's K2. To qualify to move on to the RI, you have to have a 49 or higher. The RI, the reading inventory, is grades 3 through 9, or can be K2 with restrictions, and I've attached a document to the email to let you know how you can determine if your K2 kids can take the RI and not the FRA. PI is the phonics inventory, and that is for 3 through 5. It is not the FRA, and it's only given to grades 3 through 5 that have an RI that's BR to 400 Lexile range. So those kids would need to be administered the PI. The MI, the math inventory, is all K through 5. These tests can be assigned for asynchronous times, and I have parent letters attached to the email. All right, in addition, students will be allowed to take these assessments at home. They're going to need a device, a desktop, a laptop, an iPad, internet access. Students will need the URL and an iPad or their laptops, and below on the next slide actually we'll have those URLs that you can access the test. You should prepare your students prior to the assessment in advance so that they know and so that the parents know, and then you can see there's some information where you can access information, a tutorial, a phonics tutorial, and a RI tutorial for the kids. All right, these are the URLs. All right, logging in, it's the same as logging in last year. You log in with your badge number. There's a default, you can change the password. Same the students below, and then there's an attachment down there at the bottom about CTLS, where to go for resources related. And I have attached most of those resources to the email. For students with IEPs, 504s, and specific accommodations, they can have those accommodations when taking these assessments. Do know that some of the accommodations are already built into the assessments. For example, like extended time, since they're going to be at home, pause button, taking short breaks, those kind of things. The MI has a read aloud option if that's in the testing accommodations, but those special ed kids and 504 kids, you could get with me and Michelle to talk about how we will make sure the kids get those at home. All right, found some math resources. So kindergarten through 5th grade. I think some of you might have already gotten this information, but I'm just reiterating that these are the math resources since our math adoption did expire. And the online access will only be available through the end of August. So these are some additional resources you can access for math. 3rd through 5th grade, you will have class sets of My Math work text if you want them, but they are not consumable. They cannot go home. So I have not ordered any more because they can't go home. So I don't know if we need them, but if your team would like to have some when we come back, for them to access when we come back, just let me know. And also attached to the email is a math gaps intervention plan that the county came up with. All right, that's all I have. If you love this fabulous t-shirt, which I've had many people mention it, PTA said that you can order it online until August 30th, and then they'll put the order in. If you guys have any questions, comments, you can email me or see me in the hall, and I will try to answer them. And if I can't, I will see if I can find the answer for you. Thanks for all you guys are doing. I know it's been difficult, and it is, but you guys have great positive attitudes, and you're working hard. And this by far is the best place to teach, lead, and learn.